This building has some magic in it. We remember so much from the Michelino Division Championship game a year ago. John Olson potting the game-winning penalty shot. Now the two teams will rematch once again. It's Nassau County Hockey here from Long Beach Arena as the Bellemore Merrick Bulldogs will take on the Long Beach Marines. Hi again, everybody, and welcome to News 12 Varsity alongside Dylan Butler. I'm Dan Savarino, and thanks so much for joining us late night here on this Sunday evening. Well, Dylan, these two teams already had the rematch. It was Wednesday, and it was Long Beach that snapped a 26-game Nassau County win streak at Bellemore Merrick. Now they have a chance to get right back at them.
Yeah, and where else should they do that but in their own barn here at Long Beach Arena? As you said in the open, look, this is a magical place for the Bulldogs. In the regular season a year ago, they had a huge win that kind of proved to everyone in Nassau County that they're for real. And then, of course, they win the Nassau County Championship here as well. So this is a big game for them, and, of course, for Long Beach as well. They want to prove that Wednesday's game wasn't a fluke, that they are still that team to beat in the Michelino this year.
Well, one of the top skaters on Wednesday night, he scored a power play goal. It was Jake Galito. And this kid knows how to score in a clutch moment.
He absolutely does. Look, Jake Galito is going to be dependent on in a big way, in part because of so many guys who aren't here tonight. Tommy Condon and John Olson away with their travel team and other guys suspended as well. So Galito is the guy tonight, and he'll have to be if Bellemore Merrick wins this game.
One of the names we've said for a couple of years for Long Beach, and yes, this is pretty much a mainstay name, it's Kenny Ferrara. And this is a kid who skates like the wind, and he can do it pretty much all.
Yeah, you get that flow behind him, so it looks good as well, the blonde flow. But yeah, look, Kenny Ferrara, 5 goals and 8 assists on the year. Again, maybe not their leading scorer. They've got a guy in Luke Judge who's a fantastic hockey player. But again, you play with who you have here. And who Long Beach has in Kenny Ferrara is a spectacular hockey player.
Well, we're going to see a good one tonight as expected. It's a rematch from last year's championship game. It's a rematch from last game. Long Beach, Bellemore Merrick, next on News 12 Varsity. We are live from Long Beach Arena, Long Beach, Long Island, New York. This is Nassau County Hockey right here on News 12 Varsity. And today a rematch from the very same building the championship was won a year ago. It's Bellemore Merrick and it's Long Beach. 6 down, puck down, underway. Thanks so much for joining us. Dan Savarino, Dylan Butler, and Josh Drebsky. In goal to our left, it's Eric Smith, and what a season he had a year ago as a freshman, winning that championship, the first one in the Bellemore Merrick history. Meanwhile, Joe Lieback, who backed up Sean Kennedy a year ago, gets the starting nod. Good shot on goal by Puce, the captain. Smith makes the save. Now a big drive that misses wide left from Guido. He's been a name that we have said for years on the Long Beach ice. Far side, it's Tristan Quinn. Quinn had a couple of goals last game. Top of the slot and try and dance his way in. That was Rovitz, who also had 2 goals in the outing despite spending a good amount of time in the penalty box. Came back out and was able to net 2. First save by Smith, loose in front, and Quinn couldn't put it home. Banged off the boards, back out to the neutral zone, and both teams can change.
Yeah, I think that's something, spending a lot of time in the penalty box is something that both teams did a lot of in the first meeting just a few days ago at the Town of Oyster Bay rink, a game that saw Long Beach kind of get revenge over that Michelino Division Championship loss, but what they did do was win round 1 and snap Bellemore Merrick's 26-game Nassau County winning streak.
Yeah, kind of crazy. They haven't lost a game really in a year and a half. And head coach Chris Patton was saying it doesn't matter. Win streak doesn't matter. You got to keep grinding. Our first penalty will be upcoming, and our first power play will end up going to Bellemore Merrick, and it will be a tripping call that will be at the hands of Long Beach. Over to the box, it will be Sean Nyland. So 1:21 in, and Nyland heads over to the box. This power play trying to gel together. They were 1 for 3 last game. Face-off 1, they move it to right point. Now back over to left to Iacona. Iacona really the one guy stepping in there as him and Giacchetti were partners. They're now partners because JoJo Grice was the guy who had that left defense spot. Banged off the boards, kept in by Giacchetti. Takes a bump and actually sends Derek Bannon to the ice.
And he actually took a shot really high, right in front of one of the officials, and no call, maybe perhaps because you were already on the power play.
Blocked in front by Guido. Hustle to the puck on the boards on the far side, and it's back out to center. And that will kill off 30 seconds on this power play. Galito, the team's leading goal scorer. Again, of course, Condon, Olsen, those are two names that we have said for really all last season and this year too for Bellemore Merrick. They have travel obligations. They will not be dressing tonight. Neither will their teammate in travel. And on the other side for Long Beach, Luke Judge. So big losses on both sides, but plenty of talent still here on the ice tonight as the puck flips into the stands. A minute 03 on this power play, 12:42 here in the first. Also some suspensions for Bellemore Merrick as they lost 2 because of game misconducts. Frank Karp, first-year player who has 2 assists on the season, and a big loss for them, JT. John Intravera, who is so good below the dots, and 13 points this season, was tied for second on the team in points. So that's a pretty big loss for them, and that came at the hands of last game. Ferrara sends it down deep, not all the way, as it's stopped by Matt Lofaro, another first-year guy, and offsides will be called, still with 35 ticks remaining on this man advantage.
Yeah, not much thus far for the Bulldogs on their man advantage. I think they really kind of got one puck towards the net, and most of the other time the Marines have cleared the zone. They are going to be very aggressive, not only on the penalty kill, but really throughout. Their forecheck's so good. They finish checks so well. So really the key for the Bulldogs is to get that puck deep, work it down below the circles, and get the puck out in front of the net.
Here comes Puce. Puce with the wrist shot, misses wide left. Levine tries to fend off a checking Tristan Quinn. And now Rob Lynott, the defenseman, will smoothly skate past the red line. Gets into Long Beach real estate, moves it down low. Guido pins him up to the boards with a nice check. Pushed along to the far side where Levine tries to backhand it down low, but it's popped back out to the middle of the ice. And Bellemore Merrick is going to go 0 for 1 on their first power play. Puce on the forecheck, hustling down. Puck pops high in the air, bangs off the boards, sent back down in, and then stopped by Nick Connors. 6 points this season as one of the blue liners for the team, and now the hitting starts. And Dylan, we saw the hitting start really early in that last game on Wednesday, but you know, you have to watch where you're throwing the hit, how you're throwing the hit, because the officials are always going to call it nowadays. They want to keep everybody calm with the rivalry like this.
No doubt, and they know the matchup coming in, and they know the backstory and the background, and look, there will be some extra physicality, but the whole key really is, can you capitalize in the power play? Because if not, then what will stop the opponent, whether it's Long Beach or of course, Bellemore Merrick, from taking penalties? And
on top of it, 6 for 6 on the PK was Bellemore Merrick. Really struggling on that PP was the Marines. Going from left to right. Avezov tries to center in front, and it's pucked loose. Moved on the side by Jack Gannon, who's just an 8th grader, number 14. Back in the middle of the ice, it's Gordon Gersner. Forechecks down low. Chris Kramer tries to bump him off. A couple have come together into the near corner, and you kind of see all the heads that are in the way. There is a pretty good crowd on hands for both sides. Again, 3 schools make up this Bellemore Merrick group: Calhoun, Mepham, and JFK. And meanwhile, Long Beach, you know they're always going to support.
Yeah, big. The heads you mentioned to our left, those are the students. They come out every game. Newbridge Arena, really, there's only one place to sit, and that's behind one of the goals, and they are always packing that section. Always some great chants as well, and some for the opposition, of course, as you would have in high school athletics, but they do a great job.
Nice shift by Bannon, gets the puck over to Guido, who moves in, shoots, save by Smith off the right shoulder. Boy, oh boy, Bannon was able to get out of the check, still get the puck over to Guido. And then with number 8, anytime the puck's on his stick, you need to look out.
I'll tell you, the only thing for Guido really in that situation is he had Puce in his way.
3-on-2, Galito moves down low. Galito might have been their best skater the other night. Did have a goal, it was on the power play. Gets dispossessed here. And Guido, the alternate captain, will spin back out of traffic and move it ahead to his defensive partner. An outlet pass now over to Ferrara. 13 points on the season himself, 5 of them goals. Shoots low and couldn't really control was Eric Smith.
Yeah, that's a good looking shot by Ferrara. Soft 5-hole, went there, and it was just corralled for a moment.
Dylan, so far the first 6 minutes of this game, we have seen Long Beach throw everything at the net they possibly can.
And Bellemore on the other side of things, really not getting too many pucks towards the cage.
Kept in off a skate. LaFaro with the backhand off the back of the boards and then hits off the back of the net. And right on to the twig of Puce. Rovitz tries to beat out the icing call, but again, it's no touch icing here in high school hockey. So 8:22 remaining here in the first in a scoreless contest.
Tell you what, Dan, these new road sweaters that Bellemore Merrick has this year, an announcer's dream with those numbers, huh? Those are huge.
I do like their new home jerseys a little bit better, though.
Sweet, yeah.
They have some beautiful white jerseys, which you will get a chance to see at some point in the next month or so.
And Long Beach, their home
still
sweaters,
one of my favorites.
Well, I mean, I was about to say it's traditional, right? I mean, that's Long Beach. That's like, you know, original 6.
That's pretty much, you know, Nassau County hockey. Long Beach is your original 6 in Nassau County puck every single year. Always competitive. What Joe Brand has been able to do as the head coach of this team.
Hey, listen, Chris Patton, the Bellemore Merrick coach, said as much. Look, even though they were the undefeated champs a year ago, winning that first ever county champion, he still said in our talk leading up to this game that Long Beach is still that team. They're still the program that others try to emulate.
Trying to slice his way through the D was Noah Jacobs. Whistle blows like the net got popped loose, so we will have a face-off inside of the Long Beach zone, just to the left of Lieback with 7.5 minutes to go here in the first period. Look at the standings right now. Long Beach is atop, 9-1 record. Only loss, Cold Spring Harbor back in November, a 2-0 defeat. Merrick, 12 points, is in third place. Locust Valley North Shore is in second. However, Bellemore Merrick has 3 games in hand on Locust Valley North Shore and, well, actually 3 games in hand on Long Beach and 4 games in hand on Locust Valley North Shore.
Yeah, they had a bit of a later start, the Bulldogs did, so they've got a lot of catching up to do.
Top of the slot, Galito shoots and wrists it wide right. One of the better looks for Long Beach.
Oh, so lucky. Tell you, that was a breakaway waiting to happen for Long Beach.
Here's Platt, and Platt gets hooked. And this will end up being a penalty.
Well, second power play for the Bulldogs. A hook was the call going into the box is Guido, so 0 for 1. Bellemore Merrick is on the power play, their second opportunity with the man advantage.
Face-off will be at the right dot. LaFaro will end up taking the draw. He's got Ben Jacobs right along the near wing.
Some conversation at the scorers table.
Dylan, so far, again, different officiating crew, but they have kind of let them play through. Wednesday night, in my opinion, I thought some of them were a little bit, you know, maybe a little soft, maybe one word too many, and they were just sending guys left and right. We were talking to Chris Patton about it. He said, no excuses. It does not make a difference. That's not how we teach our men. And you know, Joe Brand would say the same exact thing. It's about building character, and sometimes things just don't work out for you. You still have to play your game. Here's Dougie Butler, who was an honorable mention News 12 varsity All-Long Islander a year ago. He's got a booming righty shot. Now in his sophomore campaign, number 44.
Still has those great pants that I like.
And different color laces on those skates. And this PK is looking pretty good thus far for the Marines. Back in their own end, Giacchetti will drop it off. And LaFaro will skate ahead.
Great forechecking by Ferrara.
Outlet pass over to Ben Jacobs. Chip and chase, they move it below the goal line. Hops right over the stick of LaFaro and back out. into Bellemore Merrick territory. A minute remaining on this power play. And so far, really nothing to show for it. Ferrara, nifty little poke check, and another stick check gets in the puck, still battling along the half wall, and now can have a 2-on-1 if he hurries. Gets it over in front to Rovitz with a big stop by Smith.
What an opportunity, shorthanded, and all credit goes to that aggressive forecheck of Kenny Ferrara, really against the Bulldogs, just a bulldog on the forecheck, and created a great opportunity for Rovitz, but an even better save.
Rovitz, one of the top goal scorers for this team. Smith came out high in his crease, took away a bunch of the net. Galito moving it ahead. Here is Avezov. Sends it down deep to Eric Platt. Tape to tape, Avezov will end up losing it, and a nice stick check by Stanger, but there's going to be a whistle here, and it looks like a high sticking call will go against Long Beach. So it seems we're going to have a 5-on-3 for 27 seconds.
Yeah, so again, this has always been the bugaboo of Long Beach, is taking penalties, being overly aggressive, and the Bulldogs are going to need to capitalize just to
deflected in front
to make them honest a bit.
That went right off of the stick of Levine. Oh, check that, Avezov. Off the post, Galito. Hughes tries to play it off the boards, and now Nyland will send it halfway down the ice.
So you see just a few precious seconds left in a 5-on-3.
Back to 5-on-4 hockey now. And sent all the way down. His penalty kill has been very good thus far, but that was no doubt the best chance that we've seen. And it came from that far side. Avezov flies up the left wing, crosses the blue line into the slot. Centers in front, was looking to try and pop it home with Platt over there. Couldn't get him the puck though. Kept in a left point by Kramer. Now moves to center point. Tries a low shot, gets deflected off of Nyland. Butler tries to clear it out, can't do so. Kept in the zone. Avezov below the goal line. Galito. Hughes tries to push it back out. Bellemore Merrick still possessing here with 40 seconds on the man advantage. Low in front. Galito gets stopped with the left pad save by Lieback.
Yeah, best opportunity early on here for the Bulldogs.
Near half wall, Vezov. Back to center point, the shot from Iacono, they score! Joe Iacono, his second of the season.
Yeah, Iacona's shot didn't appear to be too dangerous, but it took a deflection off a hand of a Long Beach player. And finally, the third power play opportunity, the Bulldogs cash in on it.
Iacono at 11-17 on the power play, and it's 1-0. So now Long Beach, which has maybe been playing, and I think maybe outplaying Bellemore Merrick a little bit here in the first couple of minutes.
I think that's fair, yeah.
Now they have to look to respond, trailing by 1. They actually did trail at one point last game and came back. Sent down deep, goes off the right pad on that shot from way out there from LaFaro. Kept in right on the blue line as he straddles. It's Chris Kramer. Trying to be pushed ahead, back out on neutral zone, and Bellemore Merrick will just send it down deep, but stopped by Guido. Now he puts on the Jets. Wraps it around the board, from left to right, far side.
When Long Beach is playing well in the attacking zone, they're forechecking hard, their passes are on the tape, they're crisp, they hit hard and clean. That's when things are going well for Long Beach.
Pitchfork back out to the neutral zone. Here's Noah Jacobs, and he'll just send it down the other way. 2.5 minutes to go here in the opening period. Levine looks for a centering attempt. Cacciatore was on the top of the paint. Did not play in that first meeting, so this is his first action of Bellemore Merrick Long Beach. Giacchetti keeps it down low, looking to be deflected by Levine. Now below the goal line, it's Jacobs. Still loose, right along the paint, and hey, some extra curriculars there, and guys are gonna have to be separated.
And Dan, you can see what that goal has done for Bellemore Merrick. If they were playing a little bit tight early, that goal releases all of that tension, and they seem to be playing a lot more freely now after taking the 1-0 lead.
Again, they're missing some key pieces tonight. There's no question about that, but this was a year where they had one of their best tryouts. Good face-off win, shot low, and that came from Giacchetti from the right point. Got deflected along the way. Here's Nyland. His brother Larry is a mainstay on this team for years. Now playing over in prep school for the Tilton School up in New Hampshire, where a lot of guys have gone on to play either Division I, Division III hockey. Bright future ahead for him. Tim Horty, the captain, also another big loss for them. As it's loose in front and popped home. It's Nyland.
Yeah, the initial shot looked like it was from Quinn. And then Smith just struggling to corral it. They haven't put it on the board yet, but they will in a moment with the faceoff at center ice. And good job by Long Beach just staying with it and popping that puck in the net.
So just we were mentioned about Larry Nyland, it's Sean Nyland, the younger brother who was on the team last year as well. Going hard to the net, you got to get to those dirty areas, and as the puck was just loose in front, Smith couldn't cover it. Somehow got it right between the wickets, and just like that, we're all tied up at 1 apiece late in the first period.
Huge goal for the Marines, certainly, and they are playing with a little more confidence now as Ferrara gets into the neutral zone.
Here comes Ferrara. Tries to dump it off to Rovitz, but it goes right on to the blade of Ben Jacobs. Plays it along the far half wall, hard touch, sent back in by Guido. Now loose at the top of the circles, off the boards, and there's some loose lumber out there on the ice as well, which nobody has cleaned up yet. Both teams in the middle of a change. Here comes Rovitz. And Rovitz, I think people thought was going to go off for a change there, did not. Fanning on a pass attempt from the goal line gives Bellemore Merrick a good opportunity, and Galito flies down the right side, bodies up against Guido. Throws the check as well.
That's a great job by Guido. Forced him as the shot goes on net and cleared. Forced him to the outside, then took the body. Icing is waved off as we have the final few seconds of the first period.
So it was the first period where Long Beach had some good opportunities early. Weren't able to capitalize. First one on the board, it was the power play goal that came from Iacono at the point. It was 1-0. Long Beach responded just a couple of minutes later, 5-on-5 with Sean Nyland scoring. 1-1 after the first frame. We'll have more on News 12 Varsity. Welcome back to News 12 Varsity, Long Beach Arena, Long Beach, Long Island, New York. Sunday evening between Long Beach and Bellemore Merrick, Nassau County, Michelino Division hockey. We bring it down to center ice. Galito and Bannon were underway. Lieback in goal to our left, Eric Smith in goal to our right. 1-1 is the score. First one came on the power play. That was by Iacono. The equalizer from Sean Nyland just a couple of minutes later. Galito from the top of the left circle shoots it wide right. Kept in at right point by Connors, now down low. Vezov keeps it in with the one hand, gets it now below the goal line. Pinned up against the boards. Nice play by Guido. Postadel moving it over to Stanger. Far wing. Here comes Leo Stanger. Gains the red line. Now the blue. They stay onside as Gerstner was the guy there. Curls behind the net, and Skoko with an excellent defensive play, knocking the puck right off his stick. Guido's pass goes too far. Icing waved off. Connor's in his own end. Skoko with the outlet pass, and now a beautiful tape-to-tape over to the near side. Platt stops on a dime, cross-ice pass to the top of the right circle. Vezov sending it down deep to LaFaro. To the near corner. A battle along the wall. From the top of the paint, moved over to the near side, and Butler has been pretty quiet so far here in the first. Moves the puck ahead. Big shot by Quinn, gets deflected off a Bellemore Merrick stick and up in the stands. Well, Dylan, we spoke to Chris Patton the other day, and he was saying it perfectly. When you're missing key pieces, you always have to look to Boston. And that is something that the Boston native, of course, loves.
Yeah. Yeah, no, look, he said, look at Bill Belichick and the Patriots, and, they're without Tom Brady early on in the season, and they don't complain. They don't stop playing. They just play with what they have, and obviously they've won, and another penalty.
Smith just got run over on a hard play towards the net. So there was a penalty. It's going to go against Rovitz. We'll see if they give him more than just a minor here.
Yeah, the Long Beach bench is complaining that Rovitz got pushed into Smith, but we see it all the time in the NHL as well. You're responsible for your body, and you need to take it as good an opportunity as you can to get away from the goalie. So fourth power play already for Bellemore Merrick. They are 1 for 3 with the man advantage.
We don't have a way of knowing from here, but I would like to try and find out if that is also a 10-minute misconduct on top of it.
Well, the answer will come in probably 2 minutes.
No, nobody's sitting else in the box. It looks like just a 2-minute minor. So it'll be 2 minutes. Let's call it charging or goalie interference. Hey,
Probably,
take your pick. I didn't see the call. As now the heading picks up and the Long Beach fans get loud. Again, 1 for 3 on the power play. Iacona was the one to do so. Dangling across the blue line, then losing the puck with Skoko. Guido sends it all the way down the length of the ice, and that will kill off a few more seconds.
Dan, it's almost like a swagger that the Long Beach players play with, where they will take the body and they will take some penalties and almost dare you to score in the power play.
There's a toughness that comes down here. Maybe it's in the water. I don't know. Could be Gino's Pizza. I love Gino's Pizza in there. Maybe the Marvel. Maybe it's the sand. Who knows? But there is a different toughness that comes from the Long Beach kids.
A grit like the sand?
A grit like the sand. Yeah, that's an excellent comparison. A minute to go, and it's man advantage. Back to right point, Skoko. Surveys the ice, will shoot low, trying to get a deflection from Karp, and that flies into the stands, almost taking off one of the supervisor's heads. Luckily, everybody is okay.
Yeah, she had no idea where that puck was.
That was coming towards us over center ice. So 46 seconds on this man advantage. After Rovitz sits in the sin bin. Face off just outside the zone. Nice tie up. Puck still loose. Stanger moves it ahead, and they'll send it all the way down. That's a nice face-off win by Long Beach. Bannon and Smith having some words at the top of the crease. Hey, listen, Smith may only be a sophomore, and they have joked with him, we don't want to see you peak as a freshman. Winning a championship as a freshman, that's not the end of it.
Listen, he was here. He was on the ice in that same goal a year ago, helping lead the Bulldogs to that first ever Nassau County Championship.
Yeah, and
as you said, as a freshman.
Yeah, and he beat out 2 seniors for that playoff time. as 4 seconds remain. 3-2, and now 1. But still a 2-on-2 the other way. Shot low by Jacobs. That got deflected right off the leg of Guido into the near corner. Stanger tries to fend off the checking Corona. Corona, a second-generation Bulldogs. His brother played for this team and has only grown in his time. Corona gets to the biscuit first, but couldn't control it. Bannon sends the other way, looking for a centering pass out front from LaFaro, but it goes all the way back out to Bellemore Merrick territory, and skating down is Iacona with speed. Rovitz out of the box, throws a hit.
Great job. Oh.
Now on the fast break, Iacona across the blue stripe. And that shot got deflected right in the middle of the slot from Jarmel.
What a job by Iacona as the puck is centered. Avoids 2 checks, pokes the puck ahead of a third player, and starts what looked like a 4-on-2 break.
And Guido with another good defensive play with the stick. Behind the net, Jarmel against Guido. Tries for the stick lift, and it actually hits the referee right in the chest. And now here's Rovitz. Rovitz with the slap shot, didn't get all of it. Smith still had to make a stop. Pushing it down low, Ferrara. Takes the check, now gets the puck back. Moves it ahead to Pasadell. Ferrara in the slot, still loose, top of the paint. Ferrara's second chance effort, and Bellemore Merrick is gonna head to the box.
Yeah, first penalty for the visitors. It is Chiachetti for a rough. So Long Beach will go on their first power play. Might have been a cross check, actually.
Chiachetti for cross-checking at 5'11". 0 for 6 on the power play last game for Long Beach. And it also, of course, was against Bellemore Merrick.
I like the little games here that Bellemore Merrick playing, try to get some extra time here.
And Long Beach should be getting last change. Face-off win by Nyland, tries to just go straight to the net off the win. Now Puce at left point. The Long Beach captain dances with the biscuit, moves it over to Rovitz on the half wall, into the slot, trying to get to Nyland. Popped back out to the middle of the ice, jarred ahead, and now Puce will go D to D back in his own end. Long outlet pass right onto the tape. Smith will cover up. Nyland goes crashing towards the net, and that will bring some guys together.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're Smith, you cover the puck, you don't expect to have a guy on you, and if you're Long Beach, conversely, you're playing the whistle, right? So fair play to both, and when that happens, you expect this to happen.
You got to play whistle to whistle. We saw it happen today in a football game that we don't want to talk about, the New York Football Giants and Clay Matthews.
But again, if you're Smith, you want to be protected, right? And that's probably what you're saying to the officials. And
no loss of manpower, still 5-on-4. Nyland gets tossed from the draw. From the right dot, it will be Rovitz on his backhand. 1 as Nyland gets it to the point by Puce. Just missing a shorthanded chance was Corona. And he'll settle it down and suss it all the way towards the cage as it'll be redirected by Liebeck. That chant is "Let's go Long Beach" from the students who have made their way out, as well as the parents. Puce across the blue stripe, moves to the top of the slot. Looking around the ice, goes to the backhand, sending it down low, trying to get to Tristan Quinn. Couldn't get it to Quinn, but Long Beach still has the puck. Back out to left point, Guido. Top of the left circle, a drive from Puce, and it got blocked before it even hit the net. 45 seconds to go on this power play.
now it's LaFaro being the high man for the Bellemore Merrick forecheck.
Rovitz smoothly skates across, deflects, rings right off the post, Nyland in front. Top of the slot, here's Puce, settles, fires, and blocked off the body of Nick Connors. That pinballed around and hit the right post. Quinn throwing the body, bringing the roar of the crowd. Now big drive, misses wide left from Puce. Tried to find Rovitz on the back door. Pinned up against the boards. Behind the net, 2 Long Beach players against just the one who is Skoka.
Power play is up.
Skoka with a strong defensive play, but there will be a penalty coming, and it will go against Long Beach. Tristan Quinn.
He goes in for the hook. So 5th power play of the game now for Bellemore Merrick. They are 1 for 4 with the extra man. Long Beach, we saw just now, unable to capitalize on their first extra man opportunity.
The Marines have had their chances, shorthanded.
Well, again, there's 15-minute periods, so now they'll be in the box for 10 minutes, or they've been penalized for 10 minutes.
Face-off one. Here's Galito behind the cage, the team's leading goal scorer. Top of the left circle, shoots, misses wide. Keeps it in along the half wall. Gets past Stanger, curls past Tim as Stanger falls to the ice. Looking for the open man from the right dot. Saucer pass. Iacono. Shot in front, it's loose, misses wide right on the chance from Vezov. Cross in front, and that got deflected by Galito. Wide left this time. Some good sustained pressure from the Bulldogs. Back at center point, Iacono, the wrist shot, and that's to be gloved by Lieback.
Yeah, some real good action below the circles for the Bulldogs, and so close to taking that 2-1 lead. Galito really sort of orchestrating most of those opportunities, as we expected he would.
Face-off won by the Marines. Bannon tries to get it out, kept in at right point nicely. Now the Bulldogs with a chance. Rolling behind the cage, it's Chris Kramer. Corona, glove stop and flash in a leather.
Now the thing right there, Dan, is he put it right in his wheelhouse, right? I mean, put it right into his glove. That's a shot that's got to be low. He's got to be kicked away. You got to make him pop out of rebounds.
Face off at the left circle. This time it is won by Long Beach, kept in a left point. Trying to get it to Corona in the top of the slot. 2-on-2 the other way, shorthanded. Nyland and Bannon. Misses high. You always have to hit the net if you're going to shoot shorthanded, because it's very dangerous to possibly end up turning the other way for an odd man rush. Long Beach got away.
Now Bellemore Merrick ices the puck on their own power play, but you're absolutely right. Look, if you're shorthanded and you're coming in and you miss on a hard shot, that puck is ricocheting around the boards at a high velocity, and now you're giving the team with the extra man the opportunity to break out and have a man advantage. Or have an odd man break, I should say.
Face-off will be in the Bulldog territory as Rovitz will take it for Long Beach. But it is won by Mike Jacobs. Actually won that. A snipe and a score. It's Galito. He won the face-off and then went far down.
I'll tell you what a filthy snipe by Galito. He had all the time in the world. You see him lift up his leg, and then the result was a blistering shot. As good a snipe was the Selly 2-1, Bellemore Merrick. Another power play goal.
And came right over to the faithful, to our left. So a 2-1 lead. And they haven't led for very long, just 2 minutes and 11 seconds.
And what's great about the Bellemore Merrick faithful is, in case you're not sure who scored the goal, they will chant it for you.
Another shot, Leibach made the save. Galito down low, now playing with some extra gusto. Gets taken down, here's Ferrara on a breakaway. Ferrara to the backhand, saved by Smith.
What an opportunity by Kenny Ferrara. You understand why he went backhand, Dan, just because he was trying to protect the puck and keep away the Bellemore Merrick defender. And because of the angle that he took, he couldn't then go back to the forehand. I guess one option would have been going around the net, but instead he went to the cage, and Smith with the save.
Chris Kramer with a good defensive play, staying out of the box. And also keeping just one on the scoreboard. Touch of the high stick, face-off will come back out to the neutral zone.
Yeah, I mean, how many times in that scenario do you see the defenseman take a slash or pull the guy down or, like you said, give up the goal? So really the perfect scenario for the Bulldogs there.
Jake Galito, power play goals in back-to-back games. The man up is now 2 of 5. Smith makes a stop, kept in. 3-on-2 down low, and that gets right through the net. Tristan Quinn lost his stick. Butler keeps it in at right point. Back out to the neutral zone and into Long Beach real estate. Jack Gannon tries to fend off the puck. Now Puce will end up having it. Puce with the rubber. Cross the blue line, now the red, and will chip it down deep onside. Puce with a shot, he scores! The captain ties up the game.
I don't know, Dan, you wonder if that's not a set play. He knows his rink better than anyone, right? He dumps the puck in, gets his own puck off the end walls and puts it in.
Just a minute and 10 seconds later. So the Bellemore Merrick lead, 2 minutes and 11 seconds, and then 1 minute and 10 seconds. And this time it's Captain Shane Puce. Well, you always hear about pro players knowing all those rinks and sometimes a little extra things, shooting it wide. He knew exactly where to place that one. Hustled ahead, nobody ended up taking him out. And just that quick snapshot. Puce also plays his travel hockey here for the Long Beach Lightning. In front, Bannon, one-timer, they score! Long Beach has the lead.
I mean, what terrific passing down low for Long Beach. We saw how well they passed that last game. This time it was Gerstner popping the puck in at the post to give Long Beach their first lead.
Just 35 seconds later. Gordon Gerstner, who's coming off a 2-helper gain. Bannon got him the puck. He was right on the doorstep and popped it home into the net. Now potential 2-on-1 the other way. Here's Puce on a breakaway. Wrist shot misses high. Not sure if Smith got a piece of that one.
I think he did. The puck fluttered after. Might have hit the butt end of his stick.
Down low inside the blue paint and goes right between the legs of Butler. Now he has to hustle back. A play exactly like this happened before.
And he gets interference.
And that actually turned into, on Wednesday night, a goal for Galito on that very same play where Butler just couldn't keep it in. This time he'll end up taking the penalty. It'll be interference with 3:34 remaining and a Long Beach 3-2 lead.
6th power play now of the game for the Bulldogs. Count them up, that's 12 minutes where you have one additional player on the ice than your opponent in a game that has 15-minute periods.
And a big spot here as well. Now trailing for the first time in the contest. Cross ice pass, here's Skoka at right point. He's got Eric Platt at the center point. They go to the half wall instead to Avezov. Skoka, low shot, looking for the deflection in front. That was Nick Connors who was standing right on the paint. Connors to Avezov. Avezov dangles behind the net. Platt on the near half wall. Cross ice, one-timer. Connors got stopped on a nice save by Lieback as he moved from right to left. Avezov, south of the cage. Works it for the goal line, surveys the ice. Now Connors behind the net himself. Galito in front, couldn't get him the puck. Almost kept in by Skoka with the mitt. Platt doesn't hustle over to the puck. Nyland gets to it first, but ended up being a hand pass.
Well, that's why he wasn't sure he'd go and touch it, but of course, what's the alternative? Because the other, Long Beach knows that you can't touch it either, so I think you're just better off touching it and getting a face-off right outside the blue line.
1:06 to go on this man advantage. Another Bellemore Merrick face-off win. Skoka back in his own end. Rovitz pressuring him. Rovitz and Bannon up high. Alec Rovitz is always all over the place. From the stick to the skate, now in front to the backhand, just missing high. Avezov with a beautiful chance down low. From the dots, dangling in, Galito. Avezov behind the goal. Fighting off a defender is Galito. He had the last Bellemore Merrick goal. Skip pass to Skoka at right point. Half a minute to go in this man advantage. The wrist shot got blocked. Guido flags it down and sends it deep.
Tell you, the more and more this game goes on, the more and more I'm impressed with Galito. He's now one of the forecheckers for Long Beach without his stick. Got it back.
Bannon with another good forecheck. Outlet pass over to Galito. He's got a nasty wrist shot to the backhand. Stopped by Lieback as he sprawls out to make the save.
Well, Bellemore Merrick saying, listen, we're going to play the whistle too. But we asked Chris Patton, what do you like most about Jake Galito? And he paused for a second to think, and he said his maturity. And again, he's a younger guy, and he just loves his maturity and what he's become as a young man and as a hockey player.
Now you see these nice mitts they have that match the jerseys, both the home and away sweaters. That was a fundraiser that was set up by Galito. It wasn't even a coach, it was him. And that's one thing that Chris Patton was saying impressed him the most, that it was a student who took the initiative.
Well,
Puck flops around.
You got to look good on the ice, right? You need matching stuff, and Galito taking it upon himself as a student to start the fundraising effort. That's a great job.
Crazy stuff always happens at this rink. As now it's a 3-2 game. Again, last year, if you didn't catch it, and you can watch a replay anytime, it was game 2 of the Michelino Division Finals. Bellemore Merrick wins game 2. It's over. If they lose, you go and play that mini third game for a championship. Well, Bellemore Merrick was down. John Olsen scores the equalizer with under a minute to go, then gets a penalty shot because Butler had his hand on the puck in the crease with just about under a minute to go in OT. Penalty shot, and he won it. Avezov, 2-on-1, cross-ice pass, and it feathers right through, looking for Galito. Back at center ice. Iacono, and then Kramer chips it down deep, and that will do it. 30 minutes in the books. 2 excellent frames of hockey, and a 3-2 lead for Long Beach as they took it on 2 unanswered goals. We'll be back with more on News 12 Varsity. Nassau County High School hockey only on News 12 Varsity. Dan Savarino, Dylan Butler, Josh Drebsky, thanks so much for joining us on this Sunday evening from Long Beach Arena. 3-2 is the lead now for Long Beach. It was Puce and Gerstner to score the last 2 goals. A minute and 10 seconds after Galito took the 2-1 lead. It was Puce's goal, and then followed up just 35 seconds later by that Gerstner tally to take the advantage. Well, if you are a high school hockey fan or hockey fan in general, I'm sure you were watching the World Junior Championship this past week, and one name very familiar to this area, Charlie McAvoy, a kid who donned this Marine sweater his freshman campaign. Just won gold, the draft pick of the Bruins. And guess what? Even when he played at Fenway today, he had that LBNY and the zip code on his eye black when playing for his college.
Has that for a few days. On Thursday, wins the gold medal in Montreal for the U.S. Flies home to Boston, and then 2 days later, he's on the ice at Fenway Park.
Ferrara just used his speed, threw it in front, and it went off of a Bulldog. And just like that, 3 unanswered goals, a 4-2 lead for Long Beach.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a case where another situation where, and we'll have a goalie change here for Bellemore Merrick, where Ferrara puts the puck towards the net. It takes a bit of a deflection and finds its way through.
26 seconds in. Smith will get pulled. He'll be replaced by Sean Emel, a JV goalie last year who led that JV team to states as well as a title. Looking to pursue a career in the military, nothing but high praise from Chris Patton. And now he'll get the duties for most likely the final period of hockey. Trailing by 2 now. Shooting it wide left is LaFora. Stanger. Puce, top of the left circle, and that deflects into the netting. Dylan, you mentioned about McAvoy, of course, 4 Long Island guys who end up going on and playing for that team. We'll see, actually, another team tomorrow. Portledge will take on Morristown Beard. Outdoor game. We're going to bundle up. I'm going to need a lot of different things to bundle up. It's going to be very cold. But Jeremy Bracco played actually for that Portledge team back when he was just a youngster before he went on to now play for, of course, World Junior team, etc. So you never know. They're coming from all over the place. Long Island hockey really growing.
He's now at the Kitchener Rangers, of course, a Toronto Maple Leaf draft pick as well, playing in the OHL, and actually went back and forth with him a little bit on text today, trying to see if we can get him a call-in guest on the next morning skate on Wednesday. We've already got confirmation from Adam Fox, who played his high school hockey for East Williston Jericho, winning the last Long Island championship. They beat Connecticut Sayville at the Town of Oyster Bay rink in 2013. Unfortunately, we haven't had a Long Island championship since that point.
It's such a shame, too. I know it's a different affiliation between the hockeys, so that's why we cannot do it. But, I mean, to miss out on some of those teams, because there's some really good teams out of Suffolk County, Smithtown, Ward Melville, Kings Park,
well, look at it last year. We would have had a Long Island championship between an undefeated Bellemore Merrick team and Smithtown Hotbog, which ended up winning a state championship. How great would that have been?
Yeah, played them for 3 games, and I bet you we could have played for 10. It still would have been even. Those are 2 very good squads. Face-off will come outside the zone.
But Adam Fox, I was mentioning, he's from Jericho. He's playing at Harvard now, and another one of those guys, Tage Thompson, lived in Oyster Bay. Of course, son of Brent Thompson, was an Islander assistant coach. Now he's the head coach of the Bridgeport Sound Tigers, and as such, of course, Tage moved up to Connecticut, and now he's playing for the University of Connecticut.
Galito down the right side. almost gets lit up by Ferrara, and he just stands over him.
Not a good idea for Galito. You don't want to get a misconduct penalty.
Big drive, Iacona. Iacona just missing again. Was looking for a deflection. Galito. Amel will just pounce on the puck well outside of the blue paint. 12-10 to play here in the third. A 4-2 lead for Long Beach. And they have really just taken over this game. Bellemore Merrick, their lead has not been very big for very long. They've led for just a little more than 2 minutes and then a little more than a minute before it was a tie hockey game. Face off from the right dot. Sean Nyland will take it. They're going to actually toss Bellemore Merrick's LaFaro. Glove stop and a quick whistle, so we'll do it again.
You know, I'm surprised with Patton being this tried and true Boston guy.
Nyland, good stop by Amel, and that deflects over the glass.
I'm surprised with him being a tried and true Boston guy that he hasn't made the comparison to Jake Galito to like a Cam Neely. Because he's that power forward guy with a great set of hands as well, right? Going back to his days watching the Bruins.
Who knows, he may have. Maybe just not to us.
Yeah, not to us.
You know, he's always proud to say he's from that area. He's got the accent. That's one thing he'll never get rid of. Pinned up along the boards. Nyland with a good battle against Skoka. Coming away with it. It's going to be Long Beach. Cross-ice pass. Getting to Puce. Puce shot. Little trickery. Amel making the second stop on Nyland. Not sure if he really saw the first one, Dylan. It kind of fluttered over his way and was still able to be in good position.
Well, you could see the plan here for Long Beach with a backup goalie in. You want to pepper him with shots. He's not hot, right? He was sitting on the bench. It's a cold arena, so you want to try to get as many pucks on net as possible.
Galito wins the draw, moves it ahead. Penalty upcoming. It's going to go against Galito, most likely, as Lieback will head over to the bench for the extra skater. Puce elects to shoot, gets deflected right off of Iacono's stick. And here comes the Long Beach power play, which is 0 for 1 and 0 for their last 7.
And if you're the Marines, look, if you can pot a power play goal here, it's looking pretty good here for a second straight win against Bellemore Merrick.
On Wednesday night, one thing that really stood out to me was the passing by Long Beach. Today, it's kind of been the speed and tenacity. You know they're always going to have it. Kept in a left point by Butler, and I think they're going to say a hand pass. And that is actually going to be the call, bring the faceoff outside of the zone.
And one of the bigger stories a year ago in the Michelino division was Bellemore Merrick beating Long Beach 4 times during the season. They won here. That was the first one. That really kind of opened a lot of eyes. Then they won at Newbridge Arena as well. Then they won again at Newbridge in the playoffs. And, of course, that epic playoff game, the final game of the Michelino finals here as well.
Every game these two teams have seen each other. They've been close. I mean, you can kind of flip a coin. And as Patton says, that we like to say, that's high school hockey. It's the best what you get. The shot by Butler, second chance effort, and Amel moves out towards his left and stops a potential opportunity from Quinn.
Yeah, even that last game on Wednesday night at the Town of Oyster Bay Arena, that was really a one-goal game until they got the empty netter late. So that another tight game, that 5-3 game.
Yeah, Bellemore Merrick did have a lead for some time, and then it was just a quick burst of couple of goals within a few minutes of one another, and that's how the Marines took over. Near half wall back to the point for Butler.
He's got an absolute cannon of a slap shot.
That's what they try and set up on his off wing. Ferrara gets to the rubber first, pushes it back out to the neutral zone as Guido can glide ahead. Guido shoots, and Amel makes the stop. Move to the far corner. Guido against Nick Connors, he pins him up against the boards once more, popped loose back to the point. Here's Butler. Thinks about the shot, decides to finesse it down low, as Quinn will end up getting hit by Skoka. Over to the near wall. Butler mishandles the rubber. Back out to their own territory. Dougie flags it down, cross ice pass D to D, and Guido can outlet it ahead. Skoka gets to the puck first, 40 seconds remaining on his Galito minor penalty. Pitchfork back out to the neutral zone. Guido plays it off the boards, chip down in, and Levine's gonna actually flag down the puck first. Here's Jake Levine. He's not played every game this season, still looking for his first point. Solid penalty killing numbers. Across the blue line, turning and spinning away is Robitz. Looking to flip it over to Puce, who was on the doorstep. Angled off the boards, back out to the neutral zone, sent down deep by Robitz. And Long Beach can go and change after another successful kill by Bellemore Merrick. Still plenty of time in this game. You kind of just need one to maybe open things up here. Galito couldn't handle the biscuit. Another cross ice pass. Here's Nyland. Nyland shoots. Kind of fanned on a shot because of a good defensive play coming back from Nick Connors. Stick check ahead. Avezov. This line has been pretty good. Galito, the wrist shot, missing wide left. Platt gets to it first. Eric Platt, 5 goals on the season himself. Puce spins it up ahead to Bannon, and Bannon will fall straight to the ice. Galito, that gets deflected off a Stanger. Avezov chipping it down deep. Here's Platt. Tries to turn on a dime. Fends away, top of the slot. Wrist shot and a save off of Chris Kramer's twig. Net gets moved, and that will bring a whistle. A little more than 8 minutes remaining here in the first period in a 4-2 hockey game. Dylan, key losses really for both of these teams from last year. Tyler Anzalone, of course, the big one for Bellemore Merrick, and Joe Grice. On the other side, for Long Beach, Tim Horty, Larry Nyland, Sean Kennedy, to name a few. And overall, I mean, these are still 2 teams that are atop the division and expected to be. I mean, Long Beach is always going to be in it, losing in the finals the last 2 years. Chris Patton telling us, though, they don't want to be a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, and they're really building a solid program. And you mentioned earlier the numbers, 75 kids came out to try out for the varsity team, which led them to have their first ever junior varsity team.
Gerstner zips one pass, a second chance effort from Posidel. That got stopped by Amel. Even telling us that some kids they loved in years past might not have made the team this year, because that shows you how much the talent is. They had a full 6-week tryout where they were working out in the offseason as well. Seeing a lot of growth with some of the players. Guido gets to the puck first. Plays it off the boards. Now sent diagonally to the far side on an outlet pass, and that missed from Gerstner, who has got himself a little zip on that shot. Avezov, 2-on-3, now a 3-on-4. Avezov. It's taken out of the play by Stanger. Now taking a tumble to the ice is one of the Marines. That's Nyland. Sent back over to the near side. Giacchetti will keep it in. Plays it off the boards without Chase himself. Now gets himself out of position because of it. That opens up some room for the captain, Shane Puce. Puce, the low shot, stopped by Amel. Was looking for a crashing Nyland. Nyland couldn't get there.
That's part of the problem, Dan, with trying to be cute, right? You just want to get the puck deep and work it below the circles, and instead there he tried to play it to himself off the boards, and it resulted in a scoring chance for the Marines.
Platt.
Again, it's about getting it deep. They're not getting the puck deep now.
As Quinn throws the body around. Seems that the team has been successful. Again, it's about playing along the boards, getting it down, cycling, get the forecheck going, using their speed. Avezov cross the blue stripe. He chips it down deep this time, and now they try to get this forecheck to go. But Long Beach will end up controlling the puck. Not that long, though. Iacono to Galito along the far half wall. Tries to dangle past Guido, cuts back himself. He might have been one of the best skaters the other night, and I think he's been one of the top skaters tonight, at least for Bellemore Merrick. Rovitz. Here's a try by Butler, and that got stopped off the pad from Amel. That was Peter Butler, no relation to Dougie.
Or me.
Or you. Always forget about that. Here's Doug Butler. Big drive, score! There's that bomb. The Butler bomb makes it a 3-goal game.
Yeah, we referenced it earlier, and you see guys in NHL, probably the best right now is Shea Weber, and Butler's got a Weber-esque type shot. When you get that deep, you're down deep in the circle. That is a deadly shot. Just put it nicely far post. Long Beach with a commanding 5-2 lead.
He's been a little quiet tonight. Anytime he has a chance to shoot, you saw that was coming. It seemed the Mel didn't even have a chance at that because he got screened on it by maybe his own man who was trying to jump out of the way.
To be fair, I think even if he saw that, I don't know if he's stopping that. That was just a blast. They don't have skills competitions here in the Michelino, but I'd put money that Butler would have one of the hardest shots in this league for sure.
A 3-goal lead. This is probably the largest deficit that Bellemore Merrick has faced. I don't have the exact stats, but it's probably been a long, long time. Centering pass, looking for Corona, and it pops in. Dan Corona will get the goal. Back in this contest, still with 4 minutes and change.
Well, it's another situation of just putting a puck towards the net and it trickling through off a deflection.
Corona's first of the season at 10:51. So it's a 2-goal game. There's still 4 minutes left, and they are still the champions. Don't count this game out yet. Flipped out to center ice. Possadel tries to reach over to it. Bellemore Merrick comes away with it. D-to-D back in their own end. Iacono, the outlet pass. Move down deep. Now over to the near wall. Kept in. Whistles wide left. Iacono tries to pinch, and now the body is thrown around by Giacchetti. Flip back out to center ice. There's some loose lumber out there on the sheet with 3.5 minutes to play. Levine's drive gets blocked, but now taken away. Cacciatore. Far side, Puce. Beautiful lead pass. This could be a breakaway. Here comes Quinn. Nice defensive play coming back. Iacono with a beauty.
Another opportunity, another breakaway chance for Long Beach, and they can't capitalize. You wonder here if those might not come back to haunt them.
Galito. Good stick check from Nyland the other way. Galito gets the biscuit back, tries to move down the left wing. Guido skates away cleanly. Angles off the boards, back out to center ice. Here's Rovitz with speed. Glides ahead, popped loose. Just inside of the blue line, but moved ahead. Avezov gains that blue stripe. They try and chip it towards the net. Ferrara gets to it first, kept it at right point. Skoka, deflection, score! Galito! It's a 1-goal game with 2:15 to play.
Well, that's a perfect situation. Shot from the point. Galito, a terrific deflection. A nice redeflection in front. And it's a 1-goal game.
Well, like I said, Dylan, you need just one more and bring some life. This game is not over.
Well, it's pretty much as we expected, right?
Less penalties than I think expected. I always expect a lot more. Galito having some trouble with his mouthpiece, it seems. Maybe just wasn't wearing it. Either way, nice deflection, his second of the game off the shot from Skoka.
Maybe it came off on his celly. And now a conversation among the officials. And there's a timeout for Bellemore Merrick.
So Chris Patton will talk it over with 2:15 to play, a 5-4 game. Bellemore Merrick got on the scoreboard first. It was a power play goal scored by Iacono. Nyland responded just 2:11 later. Bellemore Merrick in the second period on the power play again. Galito scored his first of the 2 in the game. That gave them a lead that lasted just 1 minute and 10 seconds. Then 2 goals within a $1:45 of one another. The first one scored by Puce, second by Gerstner, followed up by 2 more goals to start the third frame by Ferrara and Doug Butler. And now 2 consecutive tallies within 2 minutes of each other themselves, and we're back to a 1-goal game. And Bellemore Merrick is right in this.
Yeah, and you know, probably part of this conversation here for Patton is about the time and about maybe when you pull the goalie. Now, I don't think it's a situation you got to do it anytime soon. Again, a 1-goal game, if it was 2 goals, you'd say maybe soon, but I don't think they, it's not going to happen, I don't think, on a dump-in.
Forget about the rivalry factor, forget about the rematch. This is still 2 big points on the line. 2 teams towards the top of the standings. And not many games left in the season. Both teams only have, Long Beach only has about 4. A few more games for Bellemore Merrick. Leading by a goal, they send it down deep. Long Beach goes on a forecheck.
No icing because of the deflection.
Skoka from his own end. Glides past the red line. Stick checks past one. That was Puce who tried to reach out and get him. Butler gets pinned up along the board. Skoka down deep now. That moves Galito back high to the right side. 90 seconds to go. Amela's still in the net. Back out to left point. The shot by Connors. Kept in at right point. Galito on the ice. Galito with the drive. He scores! Galito's hat trick ties the game with 1 minute and 16 seconds.
Unbelievable.
They just did a Yager salute.
I think, you know what? You score a hat trick, go for it. You're allowed. And we've seen 3 different goals from Galito in this game. We've seen the snipe with the wrister. We've seen the deflection in front, and now we've seen the slap shot from the right point.
There was 3:09 left when Bellemore Merrick scored their last goal to at least make it a 2-goal game. Now the third one from Galito, and remember, that play only happens because Skoka goes down deep. You need to have another guy up high to defend. That's the only reason why. Oh. Here's a drive and a left pad save off the Avezov shot. Galito to Avezov, down low. Under a minute to play. Here in a tie game, looking for the centering pass. Back in their own end, Nyland tries the outlet on the far side. Skoka has to just move himself back. They'll chip it down deep. Long Beach will chase.
Remember, too, this is a 5-2 lead with 5:09 left on a Doug Butler slap shot.
Butler shoots into traffic, didn't get towards the cage. Nyland, the shot saved by Amel, rebounds. Quinn couldn't pop it home.
And here comes Galito.
Odd man rush the other way. Abez up to Galito. Shoots. Scores! With 15 seconds to play. His 4th of the game.
Unbelievable. Jake Galito. The Bellemore Merrick fans are going crazy. 4 unanswered goals in the final 4:21.
And who scored the last 3 tallies? It was number 26. Timeout, Long Beach. This game is not over by any means. Also, don't forget about that last save by Amel, a kid who came in out of relief to replace Smith. Smith not having a very poor game. Things just weren't working out. They needed a change. This kid comes in, makes a good stop, and then Galito with the wrister.
Look, Bellemore Merrick is playing this game without 3 top forwards. Tommy Condon, John Olsen, because of travel team, and Intraveria as well, and Mitchell.
Mitchell's out too.
As well.
Yeah.
So these are 4 guys who are seeing a ton of ice time, and Galito was the guy. He was their leading scorer in this game, and I mean, lived up to it with an unbelievable performance. Again, this one was almost done. 5 minutes to go. It's a 3-goal lead for Long Beach. We're talking about the largest lead in this series in a long time. The largest deficit for the Bulldogs in a long time.
Corona got that first one to get him back, and then 3 straight from Galito. 10 seconds to play. An empty net for Long Beach. It trickles towards the net. Butler will hustle over. 4 seconds remaining. 3, 2, 1. That is gonna do it. What a comeback by the Bulldogs. They defeat Long Beach on their ice, 6-5.
Unbelievable comeback for Bellemore Merrick. 5-2 deficit, 5:09 to goal. 4 goals in the final 4:21, and Jake Galito led by example with 4 goals. What a performance by Bellemore Merrick, and what a game for Jake Galito.
What a game between 2 of the top teams in Nassau County. This is what high school hockey is all about. Can't wait to do it again.
Magical things happen at Long Beach Arena.
They really do. You think the Bulldogs like this rink? Boy, oh boy. 6-5 the final score. Bellemore Merrick comes back late in the final 5 minutes to defeat Long Beach on 3 goals by Jake Galito. We'll be back with more, and we'll talk to the guy who netted 4 today in just a couple of moments on News 12 Varsity. Welcome back to News 12 Varsity. Our News 12 Varsity player of the game. No surprise about this one. 3 goals in the final 3 minutes, 4 goals in the game. Jake Galito. Jake, just overall, I mean, how do you put into words? I mean, this rink for you guys, it seems to be a magical place.
I know, it's electric every time we come here, but it wasn't on the score sheet. I guess you can say it looked like I was controlling the game, but it was a team effort. Last 4 minutes, Dan Corona buried the last one, and it just started a rally. It's just, we all built off that, and Coach Chris Patton strives on that, to all build on each other, never give up. And it was 5-2, and I actually looked up in the stands, and my dad left, but we were all mistaken, and we all battled back, all came together, and it fell in our place tonight.
I mean, this team isn't used to, in the last year and a half, really playing from behind. When you're down by 3 goals at that point, and you guys are looking at yourselves, 5 minutes left, you're down by a big margin now. What are you guys saying to each other? Yeah,
especially against these guys. Last year it was more of an our favor, and then this year they look like they got the upper hand, but not tonight. Even the other night before, we were down, and we were down tonight, and we just, like always, we battle back, stick together, and that's how it went.
We're not going to break down all 4 goals. Let's break down the last 2 for you. The game-tying goal all really starts in that play from Skoka. Yeah. Take me through it.
Definitely. When we called the timeout, I know that was after the timeout, but Skokas told me, he goes, win this face-off back, I'll get a shot off, he does that spinorama on the point all the time, and he bought himself time, and he shot. He saw me in front. I just got to stick on it and went in.
The game-winning goal.
Brandon Avazoff, he's a sophomore, and we just gelled together so well. I chipped it up to him. He saw I had the guy beat by a step, and he chipped it to me, and I beat the goalie.
Now, for you guys, of course, again, playing a little shorthand and missing some key pieces the last couple of games, but overall for this group, what is so special about this team, even though you guys are the reigning champions and some of the new faces that are on it?
It's definitely that we all came together. Even last game we played Long Beach, got a couple of suspensions, 2 key players, and especially losing John Olsen, Tommy Kahn, and it's tough. And even Jack Mitchell, not even here. 5 key players that are not here, and we just managed to. I don't even know what to say. That's 5 key players that we just. I don't know. We toughed through it, and I just. It's not even the skill. It's just everyone coming together as a team and everyone branching off each other, and that's just how it goes.
Branching off of one another, and he ended up scoring 4 because of it. The Bulldogs win once again, avenging that loss from Wednesday night. A 6-5 win here in Long Beach, a place that's very magical for them. For everyone here at News 12 Varsity, our producer, Josh Drebsky, and my broadcast partner, Dylan Butler, I'm Dan Savarino saying thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.